Hey, third grade. So we are getting close to the end of our first module of math. And so we're getting close to being done talking about multiplication, division as much. And right now we're just going to keep working on practicing using it in problems that we're solving and how we can use it to help us solve problems better. So the problem is that most problems you're not just going to do multiply, or you're not just going to divide. You might multiply and then add, or divide and then subtract. So today we're going to be taking a look at some word problems where we might have to use more than one operation to solve it. So let's take a look at this problem. It says red, orange, and blue scarves are on sale for $4 each. Nina buys 2 scarves of each color. She also buys a hat that costs $4. So let's think about this here. I'm going to draw a diagram that will help me solve this problem. Because I think that when I get to a word problem, if I draw it out, it's so much easier for me to see the problem and to understand what they're asking me. So I know, looking at this problem, that I have red, orange, and blue scarves. She's buying 2 of each color. So I've got 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 blue. 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 blue. I know that each scarf is going to be $4. So I'm just working through what I know, okay? So each of these is $4, 2 of each kind. I need to find out how much she spent on scarves before I do anything else. So I don't know the total she spends, do I? But I know how I can figure that out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. And each one of those is going to cost me $4. So I'm doing 4 sixes, okay? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So then I go back to the problem and I say, okay, what else? Let's look at what else I know. Did I answer the question? Well, she also buys a hat that costs $4, and I'm trying to figure out how much she spent all together. So I look and I say, did I say anything about the hat on there? Nope, I just have her scarves. So now I say, okay, the hat was $4 as well, okay? But it's not included in this $24 and up here. So to figure out the total cost all together, I need what she spent on scarves and what she spent on her hat. So if I do that, she spent $24 on scarves plus the $4 on the hat, and I know that it's going to be $28. I had to multiply and add to solve this problem. But again, I just work through what I know first, and then I ask myself, what are they asking me to find out? And I make sure that I get that at the end. And I find it easy to do this by drawing a picture and then writing my equations. Let's try another problem. Mr. Lim, he is buying 7 plants for his garden. Each plant costs $5. The next day, he buys a rose bush that also costs $5. How much more do the 7 plants cost than the rose bush? So I ask myself, what do I know? Well, I know that the cost of each plant is $5. Okay, that's important. I also know that the rose bush is going to cost me $5. Okay, so I know the rose bush is $5 and each of the plants is $5. What I don't know is the total cost of all 7 plants, because I know he buys 7 of them and they're each $5, but I don't know how much that costs altogether. And so if I don't know that, I can't figure out how much more they cost than the rose bush costs. So I'm going to show this in a diagram. So we start with that one. We know that the rose bush is $5. And then we know that we buy, I'm going to take my hole down here. So there's my rose bush. Now here I'm going to take my hole. And I know that I bought 7 plants. So I'm going to divide my hole into 7 parts. Okay. And I know that each one of these parts for the plants is going to be $7. And I'm going to label it so I don't get confused. Plant, rose bush. Okay. or I'm sorry, each of the plants is $5. My bad, not 7. Even teachers make mistakes. So we've got the rose bush that's $5, the 7 plants that each cost $5. But I still don't know how much all of those plants are together. But I do know I've got 7 groups of 5. 7 groups of 5. I use multiplication. So if I take 7 times 5, okay, 7 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So he spends $35 on plants. So I asked myself, did I answer the question? How much more do the 7 plants cost than the rose bush? Well, I know how much the 7 plants cost. I know how much the rose bush costs, but I haven't figured out how much more they cost. That's important. How much more? Those words right there tell me that I'm going to be doing some subtracting. So I take my $35 from the plants and I subtract the rose bush. 35 minus 5, I know is going to be $30. And I can solve this by drawing this picture because it helped me see it just a little bit more clearly. Okay, let's keep working and let's try yet another problem. So this time, 10 children equally shared. Those are big clue words. 10 children equally share 40 almonds. How many almonds will 3 children get? We start by asking ourselves, what do we know from this problem? Well, I know how many total almonds I have. 40 almonds. I'm not going to end up with any more almonds than 40. I also know how many kids are sharing, or the number of groups. 10 children. And there's some key words that I said in there. Anytime I see the words equally share, they should be big red flags, big light bulb moments that tell me I'm going to divide, okay? So I know my total. I know my number of groups. I just don't know how much each of them are getting, do I? I don't know the size of my groups. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that information in order to answer the question of how many almonds will 3 kids get. So I asked myself, what do I know? And then what do I need to know to answer the question? So let's start by drawing this out. So I know I'm going to have a hole. And I know my hole is 40 almonds. And I know that I'm dividing my hole into 10 parts. Okay. And I know that solving this is taking 40 divided by 10. That's what operation I'm using. That's a really big problem to solve. So I've got to figure out how much each is going to get. So I could equally share this. That would be one easy way to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I got to keep going. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Gotta keep going. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And I stop and I look and I say, each kid is going to get 4 almonds. So I go back to my question. How many almonds will 3 children get? Does that answer the question? Is it 4 almonds? No, because that's just one kid. I need to know how many 3 are going to get. So I'm going to have 3 groups of 4 because there's 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. So 3 times 4, I know 3 4s, 4, 8, 12. 3 times 4 is 12 almonds. So I couldn't solve this problem by just using one operation. I had to divide it out and then multiply or add it together to find the answer. The thing about math, boys and girls, is if you don't think drawing diagrams helps you, you don't have to. It's just a tool you can use. But you need to slow down. Always put your pencil down. Read the problem completely before you do anything. And then go back and ask yourself, what do I know? What do I need to know in order to answer the question? I find it helpful to circle those numbers, to underline the question so that I know I can go back to it. And that way I can always see those keywords. And maybe even circle those keywords so they stand out to you. Mr. Rush and I will be on Google Meets this week if you have any questions, and then you have a couple practice pages to work on, and then an assignment to turn in. Thanks.